Hello there, Gemini. Thank you so much for stopping by for your weekly tarot video forecast. This forecast is for the week of March the 28th through April the 3rd. I am going to be pulling one card for each day during the week just to look at some of the highlights and maybe some of the themes that show up during each day. Excuse me. So what you should know, Gemini, is that this is a general reading for all the people who watch my Gemini videos. So not everything here may apply to every single Gemini, and that's okay. That's to be expected, actually. But if you do want to have a private reading where we can look at just your personal energies strictly and have information that comes up that applies completely to you, then you would want to book a private reading. And you can see how to do that, and you can see all my contact information, so you can do that on the website right there at the top of the screen. So let's get into the cards. They're on the table. Gemini, starting with the weekend, we have the Chariot showing up in reverse for Saturday. This just means you're not really going anywhere. You're staying put wherever you find yourself on Saturday. Excuse me. And then on Sunday, you have a World card. Now, this tells me that you are completing something that you have been wanting to complete for a while. So it's a very good thing that you're completing this. And this allows you to move on to the next phase of your life. So sometimes this is completing a phase in a relationship where people are exclusive, but now they're moving in together, or now they're getting married and moving on to the next phase in that relationship. A lot of times the world talks about people who are graduating from courses, whether that's college courses or other types of courses, so that now they can move on to the next phase of their lives. Lots of different ways that this can play out, but it is finishing something that you've been looking forward to finishing and building towards finishing, so that you can like open the next door and walk into that next phase of your life. Okay, so that's what we have for Sunday, so very exciting. And then on the week, we're going to walk through our weekday cards real quick, and then we'll come back and talk about them all. Monday, we have the Page of Cups in reverse, followed by the Tower in reverse. Two really nice reversals. Eight of Cups in reverse. 10 of Wands right side up. And the Ace of Cups, also right side up. Okay, so let's start with Monday with this Page of Cups in reverse. This just means that you're going to be letting somebody know how much you appreciate them on Monday. Very nice. Maybe you're giving them, some kind words. Maybe you're giving them a tangible gift, but you're letting somebody know how much you appreciate them. On Tuesday, we have the Tower card showing up in reverse on Tuesday. This just means that there was a shakeup somewhere in your past that really shook up something that you considered foundational, that you really relied on. And when the Tower shows up in reverse, this says that whatever that was, now you're actually replacing that situation or that thing with something that is better than the old one. Bum, bum, bum. Wednesday, Eight of Cups coming up in reverse. This just tells me that you are walking back into something that made you feel exhausted or depleted to give it another shot. And then Thursday, we have the 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands talks about taking responsibility, talks about being accountable. That's what we have for you guys for this week, at least. That's not always what I get on the 10 of Wands, but I do think that you're being accountable to yourself over something that maybe you kind of before always thought was a little bit out of your control. Now you're recognizing that you have more control over it than you thought you did. And with this accountability, I think you're using that control moving forward in a much more positive way. Friday. Here we have the Ace of Cups. And so this just talks about on Friday, you're finding something new to really sink your teeth into, whether it's a new hobby or a new project, a new recreational activity, or whether it's a new person that you want to spend more time around. There's something here that, you're just really being drawn into someone or something by the time Friday rolls around this week. Thank you guys very much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of your support. Everyone have a fantastic week. If I don't see you here before then for a reading, Reiki session, mentoring session, whatever, then I will see you guys back here again on the next video. Peace out.